It's funny how we are, isn't it? And if we don't understand how we are, oof, it's even more of a mess. If we don't recognize there's different voices in our head, the good and the bad, right? It's like the cartoon you used to see, there's an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. It's like if we don't understand, then we don't understand. And a lot of times people think they're doing the right thing, or they're saving another from them, or they're all types of things because they're listening to the devil on their shoulder, right? And so sometimes I'll refer to it as like a demon in you or a spirit in you, just so you don't associate it with you. It's not you, but it's what you've allowed to be attached to you because you haven't shaken it off. And so it's like you have a desire to be with somebody, and maybe it's because they can heal you or they can help you or you can heal one another. And I've shared with you that's not exactly how I ever say it, but just to simplify it, let's just say that, like, basically they're an open channel maybe for unconditional love, which could heal you. So it's not really that person, but that person did their work, so to speak. Nonetheless, yet you realize there's demons on you, but you don't say it like that. You associate it with who you are. Well, I'm just a bad person, or I have this mental disorder, or I have this, or I have that. So I love them too much. I'm just going to not get near them. I'm going to, because I don't want to hurt them. And so if we hear it like that, that is a kind thing, right? And we think that's a nice thing. But it's not following your heart, so then your heart's always hurting. You're hurting yourself because you listen to that demon that was attached to you going, don't go over there. If you go over there, they're going to show you that I'm a demon that you can get rid of, and that means I won't be able to feed on you ever again. I need to feed on you. So I'm going to say it in a way that you still think you're the good guy. And you'll stick with me and we'll be attached forevermore, forevermore. And so it's like you have to ask yourself the right questions. Are you following your heart's desire? Are you moving from inspiration, from love of oneself, and not in a selfish way, be very careful, or are you moving from fear, from lack, from unworthiness, from less than? And again, this is why it can be tricky. I hope you can hear in this example, because I think it's a good one where we can trick ourselves. And we often do. And we're just denying ourselves. It's like that idea of self-sabotage. And people just don't hear it or recognize it. And I think it's because we don't have a full understanding of all of this. And so, quote, we're scared. So then we're moving from fear, right? So it's like asking ourselves the right question and then moving opposed to the fear, right? So it's like, that same scenario that man needs to say, if I keep doing this, is this ever going to take me to where I want to go? Where do I want to go? I want to be happy. I want to be at peace. I want to love my life. I want to love my partner. I want to be excited for the life I'm building, be proud of the life I'm building, being proud of who I'm with, all these things. And so, okay, well, if you keep going the way you're going, is that ever going to happen? No. Okay, well, then that means you need to make a change. You need to make a shift. You need to move towards what does feel good and does feel right, and don't get stuck in your head with your excuses or the demon whispering in your ear all the reasons you shouldn't go for what you want. Because if you go for what you want and you follow your heart's desire, that means there's a chance that you're going to get rid of that demon. And oh no. So it'll tell you anything and everything, and it'll sound sweet as can be. That snake will so softly whisper in your ear. And you have to decide if you're going to believe it or not. If you're going to choose you or you're going to choose the demon. You're going to believe that you're not good enough, you're not worthy. That doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. That doesn't mean you still don't have work to do. That doesn't mean, that means exactly that. It is going to be hard. It is going to be challenging, but you love yourself enough to do it. And that does mean you're going to have to do some hard things. You're going to have to make a lot of different choices to start honoring yourself, to respecting yourself, standing up for yourself, choosing yourself, not the less than, not falling down and collapsing, not falling back into the comfort zone, yada, yada, yada. All these things that we talk about all the time. And so to me, that's challenging, right? When you have been so automated the other way, that demon has run your show for so long. So to turn and fight it and to go a different way feels like you're going against the grain, because it is. It's against your grain. It's against your automatic pilot. But it's what's better for you. It's going to take you to where you truly want to go so that you can be in bliss and peace and ease and at that higher flow. At the flow that feels good, the flow you've always wanted to be a part of but couldn't get there because you allowed that lower energy to be running your show. And so this is why we talk about to me, it's worth doing that cleanup work. It's worth taking a look at what the fuck is going on. It's worth taking accountability and ownership of one's life and swallowing the hard pills of, oh my God, it was me who made those choices. It was me who chose the lesson because I was telling myself I wasn't worthy of better, that I had problems, I had this, I had that. And it's a whole boatload of stuff, right? Because then you'll go through, well, where the fuck did that come from? Oh my God. And so, yes, it's from your environment. It's from your family line. It's from your friends. It's all these things. And it's like, well, that means all that cleanup work. It doesn't make them bad. It just makes them not the right environment for you to nourish and grow in. And so if you continue staying there, it's like, it doesn't make them wrong and they don't need to change, but you do need to change. And sometimes that does mean, not always, be very careful of all this, but sometimes that does mean you need to go into an entirely new environment. But you're always with you. So if you're not making any internal shifts and recognizing why you're making the changes you're making and choosing yourself and honoring and loving yourself, then you're just going to fall back into the same traps over and over and over again, wherever the fuck you go. This is why it's not easy. For me anyway, again, it's like, this is why it can be challenging. Because it's not just the simple exterior fixes or changes. That's really not what you want to do anyway. You want to make the internal shifts. Because if you do the internal shifts first, you become more at peace and it becomes more obvious on the exterior what has to go. And it's easier, in my opinion, and the way it's worked for me, it's easier then to let go of the exterior. Right? Like if you do all the internal work and you make sure you're in alignment time and time again, and the exterior is not in alignment with you, it's easier to walk away from that. It's so much easier. Where if you do the opposite, you change the exterior and hope it'll change the interior, I think that's damn near impossible, and I'm not sure it is even possible that way. Really, I don't know that it is. It just seems like the harder way or the long way around, because it would take so much longer for you to be in the new nourishing environment for it to soak in and seep in internally for you to actually get it. You know what I mean? Where if you're making the effort to get it and make the internal alignments and shifts and understanding and align with oneself and one's truth and what feels good and what feels right and what feels true for you, then it makes it easier to navigate the exterior to get to where you fit. I hope that makes sense. But the reason I'm pointing that out is because I think it's important. I think it's important because I think a lot of times people hear all these things and they're not fully grasping it. So they change their entire exterior environment, but to their detriment, right? Like they'll burn a bunch of bridges that they shouldn't burn, or they'll do things they shouldn't do, only to bite them later. And then they get mad at themselves for ever making any change at all, for ever loving themselves at all. And it's like, it's not that. It's just it is almost like there's a proper process. There's a proper process for each single person, right? And it might be different from every single person. This is why you have to go within and start loving yourself and cleaning it up and clearing it up and getting your direct guidance, because your guidance could be very different than somebody else's guidance. And so, oh man, it's like you just want to help everybody and love everybody, but not everybody wants to be helped or loved. And it doesn't mean anybody even needs any help. Nobody really does, technically, meaning it's all happening exactly as it's happening and in exact right time. Because when you're ready to hear, when you're ready to wake up, when you're ready to love yourself, is when you will. Right? It's like when your subconscious mind has either had enough or has come far enough that it can start to hear. Right? And then to me, it still takes some time. In other words, can I explain? Like I have been doing self-help, self-improvement, healing, all this kind of work, listening to these kind of teachers forever. I've shared with you before, like even when I was little and I started going to bookstores and stuff I was so excited to read different books and see different things because it was so fascinating to me. It felt good to hear somebody who understood or hear, something like that to resonate with. And so I feel like I've been on it forever, but really got heavy into it probably 20 years ago. And nonetheless, my point is I listened to a teacher the other day who I had followed, 10 or 15 years ago. And the same thing she was saying, it was a recording from 10 or 15 years ago, right? Not from the other day. But the way it hit me the other day was like it finally reached me. I heard it all that time ago, but I didn't integrate it. I didn't fully feel it. I didn't fully embrace the power and the weight of those words and that understanding. It wasn't that I wasn't ready. It's that I wasn't caught up to speed. It's like I was still shedding so many old beliefs and old layers, and it's like thawing out. I was still like in a block of ice. So it was like I could see it, I could hear it, it was vibrating through, but it couldn't fully reach me. So it didn't reach me until 10 or 15 years later. So that's what I mean. That's why sometimes our words, other people's words will stick with you, right? It's like, there's something there. That's meant for you. It's true and good. And it was true and good. And all the layers that had to get through until it got to me was its way of integrating. Like I heard it in all those layers. I resonated with all those layers. I liked it in all those layers. And it hits different in each layer. It's like it's a further integration. And even when you don't think it is. I'm going into babble mode. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.